Let's dive right into this explainer, looking at the true pioneers of progress. When we look around our modern world, it's just incredibly easy to take for granted all the tech, the medicines, and the everyday conveniences we rely on, literally every single day. But here's the thing. Behind every single one of those tools is a real person, someone who had a brilliant flash of insight, and more importantly, the sheer persistence to actually bring it to life.
To help us digest this massive list of world changers, here is our quick roadmap. We'll hit 1. The core reason, 2. Baseline definitions, 3. Local Filipino innovators, 4. Global science pioneers, and finally, 5. The innovator's cheat sheet. All right, let's get into it.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the core reason.
So with all the crazy cutting-edge tech we have today, we're talking artificial intelligence, smartphones, electric cars, why on earth do we dedicate time to studying scientists and inventors from the past? Seriously, why look backward when everything is moving forward so incredibly fast?
Well, the absolute crucial point here is that every modern convenience we enjoy traces directly back to someone whose one simple goal was to make life easier and safer for everyone. Figuring out their journey teaches us how problem-solving actually works. It proves that innovation isn't some kind of magic, it's a very real process of spotting a problem and using your skills to fix it.
Moving right along to Section 2, baseline definitions.
Okay, so an invention isn't just a physical gadget you can hold in your hand. Really, it's the creation of any new device, method, or process that comes from original thinking and technical skill. So yeah, it could be a machine for sure, but it could just as easily be a brand new way of growing crops or a groundbreaking chemical process.
Next up, let's pin down exactly who we're talking about when we look at our first group of innovators. When we say local scientist in this explainer, we mean brilliant minds who are born and conduct their primary research right in the Philippines, with a specific, targeted goal to help their local communities thrive.
And to give you a sense of the sheer scale of science we're dealing with, just think about this comparison. A physicist zooms way in to study how matter and energy react on a fundamental level. But on the flip side, a cosmologist zooms all the way out to study the mechanics, the origins, and the structure of the entire universe as a whole. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
All right, Section 3, local Filipino innovators. Let's look at some homegrown brilliance. From the literal depths of our computer screens to the surface of the moon, these local pioneers bridged some impossible distances. Eduardo San Juan gave us the lunar rover, an actual remote-controlled robotic vehicle used to explore space. Then you have Diosdado Bonado, who supercharged our computing power by inventing a single-chip graphical user interface. He's a huge reason our screens run so incredibly fast today. And we absolutely can't forget Gregorio Yzara from Lipa. This guy connected us face-to-face with a two-way video phone way before modern smartphones were a thing. Oh, and he also made an airplane engine powered by alcohol. How cool is that?
That ingenuity also transformed local resources into everyday essentials you might have in your kitchen right now. Food scientist Maria Oroza helped the country become completely self-sufficient by inventing everyone's absolute favorite sweet condiment, banana ketchup. Meanwhile, Julian Van Zon tackled alternative energy. He figured out this genius way to turn coconut oil into alternative fuel, opening up entirely new power sources for the Philippines.
Then we have the environment and chemistry champions. These innovators literally mastered the chemistry of nature to protect and enhance the world around us. Angel Alcala spent years diving to build artificial coral reefs, giving marine life a safe habitat and restoring the ocean. Ramon Barba completely revolutionized agriculture. He used a special potassium nitrate solution to actually force mango trees to flower and fruit way faster. And Francisco Quizumbing? He took locally sourced materials and turned them into the globally famous Quink ink for pens. Talk about a real game changer.
Let's bridge our local and global innovators by looking at two absolute medical marvels side by side. On the local side, we have Fedo Mundo, an incredible pediatrician who saved countless newborns by inventing a brilliant life-saving bamboo incubator to keep them warm. And taking us to the global stage, we have Marie Curie. She was actually the first person to ever win 2 Nobel Prizes. Her pioneering research into radioactive elements, like radium and polonium, literally paved the way for modern cancer treatments and the X-ray machines used in hospitals all over the world today.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 4, global science pioneers.
Now these are the heavy hitters of physics and cosmology, the minds who explain the invisible forces of the universe. You've got Isaac Newton, who, yes, famously watched that apple fall and then went on to define the actual laws of motion and universal gravity. Then there's Albert Einstein, who completely shifted our entire understanding of reality by connecting motion with space and time through his concept of relativity. And of course, Stephen Hawking, the legendary theoretical physicist and cosmologist who dedicated his entire life to untangling the deepest, most complex mysteries of the cosmos.
But hey, science isn't always about perfect intentional calculations. Sometimes, it's just a lucky mistake. In one of history's greatest, most fortunate accidents, Sir Alexander Fleming, along with the foundational work of Louis Pasteur, helped give us penicillin. And how did Fleming discover this life-saving medicine? Simply because he accidentally left a petri dish uncovered before going on vacation. It really just goes to show that keen observation can turn a simple mistake into an absolute miracle.
And then we have the persistent builders, the ones who engineered our modern world through sight, sound, and motion. Look around you. Alexander Graham Bell gave us the practical telephone. Thomas Alva Edison perfected the electric light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera. Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen allowed us to see the unseen when he discovered the X-ray. Charles Babbage literally designed the very first mechanical computer to calculate the impossible. In conquering physical limits, Robert Hooke defined the law of elasticity, explaining exactly how objects stretch and snap back, while the Wright brothers actually took us to the skies with the first motor-operated airplane. The sheer persistence of these folks is just mind-blowing.
Okay, almost at the finish line. Section 5, the innovator's cheat sheet.
We've covered a ton of ground, so consider this your ultimate innovator's cheat sheet. The absolute best way to retain their incredible impact is by simply matching the visionary to their solution. From Agapito Flores and the fluorescent lamp, to Arosa's banana ketchup, or Newton's gravity to Babbage's mechanical computer. Take a mental picture of this. Scan these pairings and really lock in how a single mind solved a massive problem. Linking these specific names directly with their core contributions is exactly how you turn historical facts into lasting knowledge.
So, knowing what we know now, seeing that a simple idea, fueled by original thinking and a bit of technical skill, can completely change the world, make life easier, and keep people safer, the only question left to ask as we wrap up this explainer is, what are you going to invent next?